I have a question for y'all. I'll tell you my answer too before, so you know what I'm talking about. Which champion do you feel like encapsulates its playstyle the best from League of Legends, assuming that you played League of Legends? To me, I think I would probably pick Diana because, you know, she's an assassin, she jumps in, she does her job, and she gets out, and I feel like the quick attack challenger does that very well, and the Pale Cascade being able to buff her up as well. I just think it's pretty well done overall. Another one I think is pretty good is Ezreal, you know, kind of pokes around, you know, just pokes people, annoys the crap out of them. Kind of tickles a bit. But yeah, what champions do you feel like do a really good job of doing what they do? Garen feels accurate. Yeah, that's one that I've thought about too. Like, he's Garen. He regens. He's a tank. You know, got good stats with regen. Makes a lot of sense. Leona? Yeah, Leona is one of my favorites for it as well. Tom Kinch, really? I feel the opposite of Tom Kinch. Like, I feel like Tom Kinch is like a really bad example. And the reason I say Tom Kinch is a bad example, let me find that little... where is he? So the reason I think Tom Kinch is a really bad example is because, you know, he's a support slash top laner, and really you play like, when you play this game, you play Protect the Tom Kinch. When you're supposed to be playing Protect your allies and, you know, be this tank, you know, that gets this little bubble around it and stuff. But instead you're playing Protect the Tom Kinch, which feels like you should be, it feels like that's more something you would do around an AD carry rather than Tom Kinch. So I feel like Tom Kinch is a bad example of encapsulating them from the game. Like, of course, the eat part is fun, but, like, you know, that's what he's known for, is eating things. But I think it's not done in the best way. Like, these are fine, but him being a unit that you have to protect just seems odd. Astral Protection's kind of second HP bar, kind of. Hey Silver White, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Trinamir and Gangplank seem good. I think Shyvana needs a buff very bad. The card is, yeah, Shyvana's in a sad state. I was hoping for just some kind of solid dragon synergy. Like, really, I think the idea with Shyvana was that she was supposed to go with Aurelion Soul. But the issue is, dragon decks are better without Aurelion Soul. So really, she should be the payoff card in dragons and not Aurelion Soul. Because Aurelion Soul is better with just Celestial Invoke type units. So Shyvana, I think, should be like 6 or 7 cost and have some stronger effect going on. Where she gets something based off like having dragon allies or something like that. Some kind of like just cool synergy based thing. And her level up is pretty subpar as well. Like, I would just redesign Shyvana. Shyvana might actually be OP if Furion leveled. Fury would help her quite a bit, but she's just her design's just boring, though. Like, to be fair, Shyvana's design in League of Legends isn't anything nuts, but imagine if she did something cool with fire or something, you know? From League, you know, like, she has the AoE fire around her, she got the twin strikes going, like, she could just do so much more, and she just doesn't do anything. You're streaming again? I stream every day now, Super, except for some Saturdays and Sundays sometimes. It depends if there's a tournament and when I need a break. Yep, I'm working on streaming more. She doesn't one-shot people with E. No, but just some kind of fire, like burn damage or something would be really good. I hope she gets reworked. I don't think she will, but I would love to see her reworked. I would love it. I think they did a really good job of getting the idea of Soraka the way she's supposed to be. You know, she's a support. She has her Soraka's Wish, I think, is done really well. Like, I think Soraka was designed really well based off her champion. I want to tell you, what are the most disappointing ones besides Besides, I just talked about, well, I talked about Tom a little bit and Shyvana. Katarina. Katarina's on my list of the most disappointing as far as design goes. Like, she's an assassin, and all she does is hit face and run away. But she doesn't, or, I mean, she doesn't even necessarily hit face either. And then Death Lotus is just really disappointing for her, too. Like, I feel like Katarina should be more Diana-y. My other two really big ones is Zed. Zed is the most disappointing champ in this game, I think. Like, not even a question to me. Like, Zed is such a cool champion. He's this ninja, he's got shadows, he's such a high skill champion too. Does so many neat things. And then you get to this game, he's a 3-mana card that, like, makes another dude that doesn't really do anything, that you just kind of chump block and it doesn't really matter. Like, to me, Zed is just super disappointing. Yeah, his champ spell's also really boring and doesn't really do anything either. It's definitely, like, yeah. Zed is pretty good design. I think his design itself is fine, but I'm comparing the way that he does to League of Legends. Specifically. Specifically, like, he's okay because, like, he still is an aggressive unit that goes in, but I just think Zed is so freaking cool, and I don't feel like he's as cool in this game. That's my thought on it, but I'm seeing a lot of people disagree, which is totally fine. I agree, DJ Sona. Another one that I felt like personally was disappointing, which I think pretty much everyone agrees with, is Yasuo. Yasuo's pretty freaking disappointing. Super disappointing. Why you gotta do this to Yasuo? Like, he's like this control unit almost. Like, Yasuo is just like, the only thing that helps him, like the only thing that kind of helps him is the quick attack. So you're able to attack a few more times. But most of the time you're too scared to attack or really do anything with Yasuo. Yeah, but I'm talking about, Yasuo has like more simps than anyone. Like, Yasuo and Zed and Lee Sin. So you gotta make them really cool. Cause the weebs need it. Yeah, I think buffing Yasuo in the wrong way could easily just make him very oppressive and annoying to play against. So, it's hard to do, but, like, Yasuo is someone that I just want to see a full redesign if I had the control to do that. I just don't know, I don't know what I'd do for him exactly, but I can say what he does now just doesn't really fit him that well. There was some other things I wanted to talk about. Oh, Cephalpod mentioned it, and it was something I was thinking about yesterday as well, that, like, Maokai doesn't really fit what he did in League. You know, in League, he's this tank, he's got some CC, but he does have, you know, he doesn't really fit that here. A 1/4 for 4 mana doesn't really fit that. But he also does have the beloved saplings, which the sapling toss when you play a creature, I think is really cool that encapsulates that pretty well. And then on top of that, they just made him better in this game than he is in League, in my opinion. Like, he has one of the most unique level up reasons and level up effects in the game. Like, he's just really cool. Yeah, he's kind of like more of a support Maokai. Like, this is a really cool card. Same thing kind of with Nautilus. Like, yeah, Nautilus is this big tank and stuff, which, you know, works pretty well. But I think they went off his lore a bit more, which I think is really sweet. Like, he's this, you know, like, underwater god that has all these sea monsters and stuff. I think they did a really good job with making Nautilus better. Aurelion Sol is another one where I feel like they made him better than the game, where they went off his lore a little bit more, which I think made him better. Feels more like his card design in LR than yeah, where they went more off his lore. Hey, Cody. Other good examples and bad examples. Oh, I think Fizz is a really good example. Where when he casts a spell, stop enemy spells and skills and give me elusive. He's also pretty aggressive overall. Like, this is a really good version of Fizz, I feel like. I think he's done really well. Feel a lot easier to go to lore TCG aspect. Yeah. Got a bunch of Pepe emotes. Zoe's very good. I think Lulu's actually done pretty well as well. Callista makes no sense though. Like, Callista's a card, great, but Callista for what she does from League of Legends, it makes no sense at all. I know they originally tried it where she did bind with an ally, but of course that failed pretty miserably. You know, Callista's been a card that they've reworked like 3 or 4 times. And it's weird that they reworked Callista so much, but they don't really do that with some of the other cards that could certainly use it. Like Shyvana. I hear like some scratching or something, and I'm hoping it's a cat and not a mouse. I'm assuming it's a cat. My cat kills mice, so that helps. She used to be your main league. What would you like to see from her? Who Am I Dry? Like, what would make you feel better about having her in LOR than what she is right now? Like, what would make you identify with it better, I guess? Swain is one that hit the mark too. Swain is great. Callista's reworked. Yeah, she was reworked like 2 or 3 times. Like, before she would bind to an ally and gave it, like, 2 attack or something like that. It was something kind of strange. It was something that was really weak. And then before that, she did something that was just really OP, and I can't remember what it was. Cluster rework didn't need an art rework, which is what they're trying to avoid the most. I see. Oh, speaking of art rework, I got something for you all. You can't really see it that well. But Riptide Rex, 6 cannons. He has 7 cannons on his back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The artist specifically made 7 cannons. And they nerfed it to 6! Like, they literally talked about this on a stream design thingy too, that the reason they decided to give Riptide Rex 7 shots was because the artist made 7 cannons, and then they nerfed it to 6. So one of the cannons just didn't, like, have enough gunpowder or something in it. It got wet while at sea, and it's just a dud. So that's why we got 6 now. I'm sorry if I ruined that for anyone. Why is Petty Officer so mad? I don't know, this guy kind of looks like a bozo, so I'd probably throw a bomb at him too. Wait, I never noticed this guy. He's like, yo, what's up? Like, what's going on here? His crewmate is hiding in a barrel instead of firing the cannon. Oh, I see. He's like, oh, that makes sense. I like how this guy's like, I don't want that to be me. I'm gonna go fire the cannon. So what you're saying is someone hid in the barrel, and that's why Riptide Rex doesn't shoot the extra shot. Who's on the barrel? A crewmate. We don't know anything else about him, I don't think. Callie is gonna be blocked and then jumps to not being blocked with the spell card. Yeah, it would be cool to have the binding with an ally, I agree. Or like if she could decide when to, like, what if her level was, I don't know, maybe that's a terrible idea because it doesn't really fit her either. I was gonna say like, when she levels up, she gets to decide an ally that she binds to and it has some kind of special effect. But I mean, I don't think that's a good idea. I thought I was onto something for a second, but I was not. I think Karma is pretty cool the way that they turned. I think they made her better in this game than they did in League. I like what they did with Enlightened. It was a cool concept. Anivia Enlightened doesn't really make any sense, but it's fine. The egg is what encapsulates her. Kind of like the same way, and I guess the Storm does as well. Anivia is actually pretty freaking good.